Oh, you guys can do better than that. This is supposed to be a celebration. Good morning, everyone. I'm going to reflect on Canaan United Methodist Church's 150 years of faith. And I'm certain that several of you, many of you have heard bits and pieces about the history this past week, but I'm going to read it thoroughly today. We're going to begin at the Thomas Waring and Archibald Perry plantation. Before 1863 and 1865, the Negro slaves on the Perry plantation were not allowed to worship by their slave masters, but they held secret prayer meetings in prayer houses, which were also their neighbors' houses. The African American slaves were not permitted to have Bibles or other books to read. Their prayer meetings were held in a neighbor's house was the origin of the church. In 1863 and 1865, or during that time, the slave trade and slavery was abolished in the United States of America and other parts of the world. The slaves in Perry Plantation were free to worship, to read the Bible, and many books in open places. Abram Glenn, one of the visionary free slaves, let the folks hold prayers in his house. Later, with a change of heart, Thomas Waring donated a piece of land at a place known as Roslyn Hill to the free slaves to build the first church. In 1868, the first church at Roslyn Hill was built by the following ambitious fathers: Abram Glenn, Peter Ankrum, Billy Flood, Cain Pinckney, Timothy Smalls, and others who lived in the Perry Plantation. When the church was completed, they named it Pine Hill. The members from the Canaan area and the Clubhouse area increased in numbers to build another church. The families living in Clubhouse came up with a plan to build another church in 1883, and they named it, at that time, Sand Hill. Pine Hill and Sand Hill continued to be served by outside missionary preachers until 1893. After 1893, South Carolina United Methodist Conference started sending pastors to Canaan and Sand Hill. As the years progressed, the Ridgeville Charge was formed. It consisted of Pine Hill, Sand Hill, Enoch Chapel, and New Hope. The four churches were under the jurisdiction of the South Carolina Methodist Conference. In 1913, Bush Tent, the leaders of Pine Hill bought a piece of land and built a temporary dwelling to hold prayers in while the construction of a new church was going on. The Bush Tent leaders were Francis Hopkins, L.D. Felder, Oliver Perry, Solomon Cords, K.B. Asborn, and Thomas Williams. Brother Hopkins named the Bush Tent, can anyone guess? Canaan Church. In October 1914, the ground was broken under the leadership of the Reverend L.J. Bonaparte to build a new chapel. In 1915, the church was completed and the members moved in to praise the Lord. 1939, they were making plans for a bigger church. The planning committee under the leadership of the Reverend E. Charlie built another church to meet the needs of the growing congregation. In 1967, modern brick churches. It was a proud groundbreaking year under the Reverend P. Sumter. Canaan took a big step to build a modern brick church to worship in. This chapel was needed to accommodate the growing members in the community. 1970 through 1983 and before Canaan was served by the following pastors: Reverend L.J. Bonaparte, Reverend H. Stewart, Reverend J.G. Stokes, Reverend W.C. Summers, Reverend E.F. Tobin, Reverend E.S. Charlie, Reverend W.D. McKay, Reverend N.W. Jones, Reverend J.L. Summers, Reverend J.B. Bowens, Reverend J.A. Croker, Reverend E.M. McCants, Reverend N.M. Friday, Reverend E.F. Hayes, Reverend A.P. Sumter, Reverend J.D. DeVore, Reverend J.C. Mateer, Reverend W.C. Kearns, and Reverend Eugene McCants. We have had some pastors. In 1983, the Reverend Timothy J. Bowman came to Canaan. During his leadership, Canaan raised money to maintain the present chapel and pay off parsonage mortgage. In 1985, Canaan bought an acre of land, and the following year, 2 more acres were added. Canaan members wanted a paid parking lot, and 75% was done by the year 1986. In 1998, Reverend J.C. Lane was appointed to lead Canaan. He energized the members to raise money to build a new family life center and to pay off the mortgage in less than 5 years. Isn't that a blessing? He also started to rally Canaan to continue to raise funds to erect another church, another blessing under God. In 2008, Reverend Maxie McClam and the First Lady Gwendolyn came to Canaan from Lake City, South Carolina. In May 2011, he finished the largest youth confirmation class for Canaan and Sandhill churches and took them to Georgia to the oldest Jewish synagogue in North America. He started the ITC certificate in the theology program to educate the surrounding communities. The first graduates of the program finished in the year 2011. The second class completed in 2012. He also established the WEL, We Enjoy Living Club, which is open to the community. The mission of the Wells Club is to create an atmosphere for fun and enjoyment that will enrich the lives of seniors and retirees through fellowship, love, Bible study, field trips, workshops, and celebrations of special events. In 2009, Reverend Paige Roper was licensed in May 2009 and appointed as an associate pastor of the Canaan Sandhill Chargers. She resigned her position in July 2013, but continues to serve the Lord in other areas. She is a true preacher, teacher, and a humble child of God. In 2015, Reverend Jack C. Washington and First Lady Johanna Washington came to us during the year of the flood. After the flood made the church and the Family Life Center unusable for worship, we worshiped with our sister church at Sandhill for 6 months as the Family Life Center was being renovated. On April 2010-2016, Reverend Washington led a rededication service that was documented on the news. 2016, Reverend Jeffrey Sally became the shepherd of our flock. Under his leadership, we are making plans for a new sanctuary. Reverend Lily Kearns Davis served as an associate pastor for 1 year as well. In 2017, the church purchased a bus that has helped to accentuate and support our memories. In 2019, the charge was blessed to be able to burn the mortgage for our parsonage. Canaan has grown sons and daughters who became pastors to serve as members in other churches. Those include Reverend Melvin Flood, Reverend Roosevelt Geddes, Reverend Willard Geddes, Reverend Wendell Sumter, Reverend Jerome Grant, Reverend Nathaniel Evans, Reverend Franklin Dewberry, Reverend Solomon Rice, Reverend Muriel Scott, Elder Harry Geddes, Minister Paige Roper, Reverend Edna Dingle, Reverend Mark Mitchell, and Reverend Andrea Middleton King. There are other persons from Canaan who have contributed to the history of the church, such as all of you, and our thanks go out to them and us as a church family. Canaan's history is on the move, and there is so much more to come. What a blessing, what a blessing, what a blessing to be a part